There's a production that William Ball directed in 1976 at the American Conservatory Theater that I fell in love with maybe in the late 90s. And I will show that production to my freshmen at Oakland University. And I said, if I did Taming of the Shrew, there's only one way I'd want to do it, and that's commedia style.
Tell me about the play.
Well, it starts out that I have two daughters, basically. I have an elder and a younger,
we travel all the way
and I decide that if I'm going to, my younger daughter is going to get married first, I have to marry.
So Mitch and Anne are married, and I had no idea who was going to play Petruchio and Kate when I came into auditions.
Well, we've been married for just under 4 years now, but we've been together a lot longer than that. So we have a lot of history to draw on, which is one of the advantages of an acting couple. And certainly,
been a good workout.
Yeah, it's been a very good workout. And certainly, if we had been strangers, getting the comfort level to do a physical scene like that would have taken a little bit longer, certainly.
I thought it was helpful that they were married because they've already got that chemistry and they live together and they can help each other with lines.
And if she chanced to nod, I'll rail and brawl and with the clamor keep her still awake. This is a way to kill a wife with kindness.
It is a difficult script. I've seen a lot of different versions of it, some where they really get into the violent, misogynistic stuff, and some where they really don't.
I told you, he was a frantic fool, hiding his bitter jests in blunt behavior.
The author, when you look at Much Ado About Nothing or Antony and Cleopatra, he is not a misogynist. That's not a sexist writer. So I think that the piece is looking at this chauvinistic behavior, and it's a commentary on it.
Else leave that labor to great Hercules.
But then there's also some scholarship that says that Shakespeare intended this play to be a farce, and that its advice as far as how to tame a shrew was never meant to actually be followed. So doing this play for a modern audience, I think, does have some challenges.
She is my house, my household stuff, my field, my barn, my horse, my ox, my ass.
But I think we've found a nice balance, one that doesn't necessarily shy away from some of the ugliness, but also ultimately shows the audience two people who do fall in love with one another and who do learn things from each other.
Yeah.
The older daughter is the Shrew that
says that he wants to get learned. He wants to read a lot
I
of
make
books,
the rule that
get a lot
first
of
she has to be married before the younger one is going to be done.
Make sure his
I then say that there's going to be some tutors there, and if the tutors can come in and teach my daughters, everything will be fine.
Gentlemen, importune me no further, for how firmly I am resolved you know. That is, not to bestow my younger
I'm playing Bianca, who's the youngest daughter of Baptista Minola, and I'm the reason that Kate ends up being bargained for and married is I am being kept safeguarded until she's able to be married, then I can get married.
Good sister, wrong me not, nor wrong yourself to make a bondmaid slave of me. My prithee sister Kate, untie my hands.
She's the good girl that hasn't been caught. Good girls are bad girls that haven't been caught. And so there's a little bit of playfulness to her. I think she ends up getting what she wants. I think she finds happiness, and she finds she ends up finding someone as tall as her dad.
What's that, I pray?
Marry, sir, to get a husband for her sister.
A husband? A devil?
I say a husband.
And I say a devil.
Taming of the Shrew is lots of fun. There's lots of opportunity for lots of laughs and little bits. And for today's audiences, obviously 500 years ago, I think the message was perhaps a little bit different. But for today's audiences, I think just making it a little bit more socially aware, because the end can be a little bit iffy for some people. So just I think the message can be lots of fun for people.
One of my first outdoor performances was as the merchant in this show. So right. I'm revisiting a role I did about 30 years ago now.
What's this? Mutton?
I.
Who brought it? I. 'Tis burnt.
It's very funny to come back around, and I don't know if I could do it a third time though.
Especially this one's tiring. This one's
I did not really. I underestimated the effort level.
Yes.
I really did physically, the exertion.
But it's worth it. It's
man.
it looks so great.
So true.
While all this is happening, Patricio comes in and he decides that he is going to go for the elder daughter, Catherine.
Until I found it to be true, I did not think it likely or possible. But see, while I idly stood looking on, I found the effect of love and idleness.
Krista, our wonderful costume designer, and I used to know her back in OU. I went to OU a few years ago, and she was working in the costume shop then, and she is just phenomenal. They came in, I remember our very first read-through, she came in, she's like, Krista's gonna hand make all of these costumes, you guys. And they showed us some of the art concept, and we were just already, blown away, especially for outdoor theater. Like you said, this is just so elaborate for something like this.
Krista Kerner has just done a knockout job on these costumes. She's built every costume. They're all brand new. It's not like she shopped and, altered. Everything that you're going to see has been built for this production.
We decided to go with an ivory palette. So the biggest challenge was how to make it interesting without adding a whole bunch of outside color. So I was searching for texture. So I was looking for different ivory fabrics that had different texture, and then maybe for a few characters adding a splash of color.
Look at this. The detail work, and I feel like the most beautiful queen that ever lived in these costumes, and they're just so fun, and they allow for so much play.
Alas, sir, it is worse.
Everyone has commented how they would just like to wear their costumes right out the door and drive home.
Yeah, that's great. That's perfect. It's awesome.
So look out.
It's weirdos out there.
Yeah, everybody lives.
When I meet Baptista, and he really likes me. He likes me a lot better than anybody else. And then we all live
after.
Together.
So that's it, huh?
Well, that's the first act.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that's the first part.